Hello. I'm not sure who's here. Yeah, good morning. um, Lovely to see you, or to see that you're here. So we're going to start soon. But yeah, I just wanted to say hello and see if anyone is, if anyone wants to wave in the chat box and say that you're here. So that I know roughly who's here. So because it's just nice. I say this every time, but it's just nice to have a guide of who's about. So that, hi Fiona, hi Ruth, hi Kiara. I see. Oh my goodness! It's like I've got like a crew now. Oh, I love your love heart with it. That's Kiara's given a good love heart with a white cross in it. That's nice. Okay, so I'm probably expecting Eve, I imagine, and we'll just see who else turns up. But maybe we should start. Apart from, I will quickly ask if there's any specifics, is any requests. That's quite a nice one. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about, whether or not, about ailments or anything like that. But it could be a request of a posture or exercise or like a warm up or something that you particularly like. And I could chuck that in. For me, it's always pigeon. I was like, can we do pigeon? So yeah, if you want to, relaxing stress relief. I think, that's the good thing is often that's the case, isn't it, with yoga anyway? It's like it's great at relieving stress. So we won't be doing dynamic flow or anything like that. So I reckon it's going to be pretty relaxing. Great. Okay. So let's get started. I'll just do my adjustments I can't do beforehand. Hang on, I'll move my chair. We're building our cabin at the moment, and the exciting thing is this is going to eventually be in the cabin. So it's pretty cool. It's going to be nice and light. Okay, we don't need much in the foreground because I don't really do that much there. Okay, hopefully that will do. Okay, fantastic. I will move. Just having a cup of tea. For anyone who knows about my caffeine intolerance, not real tea, don't worry, it's Yano. It's pretend coffee. Okay. Otherwise, I'll be talking half, like 10 to the dozen, as my mother would say. Oh, okay, lovely. So let's begin in cross-legged or kneeling, anything comfortable. I'm going to use a blanket. Lovely. Okay, so find that nice, comfortable way of sitting where you feel like you can be here for just a little while as we begin the practice. So we do our entry into this time together, because even though we're far apart, we're in all different parts of the country, we can still just connect together as she's a group of women. We've only got women, so that's also a lovely thing, just to be with our own gender, as well as it is to have men in the group as well. And begin by just noticing how you're sitting. So rather than doing what I've just done, which is naturally drawing my heart over my pelvis, just from now habit, and my head over my chest. Begin by seeing how it is just to be without correcting yourself. How you might just sit. If you just like shake about a little bit and then just sit and see how it is. How your back might curve and your neck might curve a little bit and jut forward a little bit. Just see whatever happens to your body. It might be depending on how you're sitting. If I'm kneeling, I'm often going over to one side. I can see it in my videos if I'm kneeling or anything like that. But if I'm cross-legged, it doesn't seem to happen. So just see how your body naturally leans, whichever way that is. You can even slightly emphasize it just to get that feeling of, if you were super tired, like really tired, like what would it be like? How would you be slumping? And then on the next inhale, as you breathe in, sorry, I should have had a cough or something. It's got a frog in my throat. As you breathe in, gently lift from the crown of the head so that you're coming into into a kind of stronger position where you're bringing your tummy muscles, they're kind of getting involved. And you're lifting from the crown. There's an elongation happening. Then on the exhale, the softening of the shoulders, softening of the face muscles. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale as a softening. Notice as you breathe in and you lengthen through your top of the head. Notice how the chest does start to sit over the pelvis, and the head starts to sit over the chest. And notice as you exhale, as the relaxation is coming into your chest, shoulders, face, all around your brow. And your breath can start to come a little bit stronger. So I talked last week about the ujjayi breath. A slight constriction at the back of the throat. You can start to bring that breath in. It's wonderful actually for clearing the sinus area in the back of the throat. Perfect for me this morning. So be slightly audible. You'll definitely be able to hear it. So like a snore, but with your mouth closed. It can be really gentle. It doesn't need to be forceful. But still notice as you breathe in the expansion of the chest, the rib cage and the belly and the lifting. And as you exhale, the softening the shoulders and how the belly, rib cage and chest gently relaxes back towards the spine. And we'll begin by chanting the Om mantra 3 times. So let's take our ujjayi breath in. We can gently open our eyes. Lovely. And you can keep your Ujjayi breath going if you wish to throughout this practice. It can also really help. So placing your left hand down and your right hand over. And this time we'll just hold a little bit. Just feel into the stretch. Sometimes we do this as a flow, but we're just going to gently hold. And if it feels too much to hold, you can also flow. Bring yourself back up and then over to the other side. Lovely. Deep breaths. And bring yourself back up. We'll come back to that one, but first we're going to bring the hands into Namaste. Lift the hands up, Prana Mudra. A few breaths here. And remember, you can always change your seated position wherever you want. Hands above the head. Turning the hands over so that the hands are facing, the back of the hands are facing each other. Exhale round. Clasping, opening up. A few breaths here. So it's really slow and thoughtful. So mindful. This morning we're just really thinking, feeling into how our body is. And if you need to flow, please flow, because sometimes it's a bit much to hold straight away. Bring the hands coming up to the heart. Take a breath in, coming into twist. So looking over to the left. The left hand is behind. Right hand is on your knee. Breathing in, lifting golden thread from the crown. And then gently, as much as your neck wants to, just looking a little bit over to your side. So breath in and exhale. Staying here for a little few breaths. Really notice lifting on the inhale, softening on the exhale. Guiding yourself a little bit more round to the twist if you want to when you exhale. Taking a breath in and then coming back to center. Hands to the heart. And then over to the right side. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind. And gently twisting. So you don't need to bring your neck like right. It's not like you're forcing your neck. So we can even, some schools actually even have the neck in line with your chest so that you're actually looking a little bit forward. We can just bring the neck, if you want to, you can bring the neck a little bit. So you're looking over to your side. And remember, on every exhale, there's a softening, and we can slightly increase the twist if it feels okay to do so. You can have your eyes closed if you want. Sometimes it's nice to practice your eyes closed. Breath in. Exhale back. Hands to the heart. Okay, so one more time over to the side. So left hand down, right hand over. Don't forget you can change your seated position if you need to. With the breath, lovely deep breaths. And over to the other side. So we're going through the same again. So you're just gently moving with a few breaths each time. Lovely deep. That's really enjoying as the breath stretching out the side of your body. So when yoga teachers say oxygenating the muscles, it's referring to breathing, allowing the oxygen into your body as much as you can. Bring yourself back up, helps to release your muscles. So your muscles actually encourages relaxation. So that's why in birthing, hands to the heart, anything like that, so important to breathe, because we're relaxing, doing deep breaths, because relaxing the muscles. Don't know why I brought birthing into it. So because I'm about to start pregnancy and mother and baby yoga, I think. Hands to the heart, hands over to above the head, opening, prana mudra. And then bringing the hands, bringing the hands up to above the head, and then facing the palms, the backs of the hands together, and bringing them behind, opening up the chest. Breath in. Nice breaths, deep breaths. So a slight back bend and really opening up the chest. Deep breaths. Ujjayi breath is amazing for this held. This is kind of quite hatha yoga practice. Bringing the hands to the heart. And then coming into the twist. Looking over the left side. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale, softening. Deep, audible breaths. If it feels okay. If it's too much, do your own breath. You don't need to be following that instruction. Bringing yourself back to center. And then over to the other side. Left hand, right knee. Right hand behind. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, back to center. Hands at namaste. Heart. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll bring our feet out and knees from side to side. Great. And then we'll bring the feet in. So we'll start in cobbler with the feet up close, Pada Konasana, but with the feet up here. And just have a moment. Sometimes in some yoga practices, this gets called butterfly. So you have these butterfly wings that you can actually even gently move up and down. That can be quite nice. See how it is if it feels nice to move up and down. The knees move up and down. It's very gently. Then bringing the feet a bit further forward into diamond. Lifting through the crown. Bring yourself forward. And we're going to be, just breathing into it a little bit, this one. So remembering, inhale, lengthening, exhale, softening. See how it is. So if it feels okay, you can bring your hands out and you might even come further. But because it's the morning, so I'm feeling quite stiff this morning, so just feel into how far forward it feels okay and safe to go. I don't want any pulled muscles or anything like that. Lots of deep, lovely breaths. Gently bring yourself back up. Closing knees. Bring the knees over, the feet over to one side. And then coming over onto all fours. If you want to, you can use a blanket. I find the Angel Hall, I don't ever really think to use blanket like this because it's got a carpet. It's nice and soft. And here it's really hard. So just depending on what your floor's like. Okay, let's start with, let's go straight into just moving our body. So I think we can even break away a little bit from the norm, and actually allow ourselves to move our hands and our knees as well in the ways that we want to. So you're moving your body, normally quite often would be in Majarasana, this cat position, tabletop position, and we would keep our hands and our knees down. But actually, let's just see what it's like to have a little prowl around in cat, so that we're actually moving our hands, moving our body any way we want to. And if it's morning for you, depending on which country you're in, just feel into how you are. And if it's morning, you'll be a little bit stiffer, probably. A little bit more stiff. I don't know what it is. Is it stiffer or more stiff? Stiffer. Just have a little play around. So basically, pretend you're in a contact improv group or something. You're just like, so you might even lift up the back leg and flex out the foot and flex, like give your leg a bit of a stretch. Things like that. Just like, really, you've got freedom. This is quite wild and unrestricted. Goodness me. This is very liberal. So you just kind of take advantage of it. It's very Totnes what we're doing. That's the town I live in. Maybe even get your arm, one of your arms, and you can even circle it. See how that is. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it without, you're doing it while engaging your core muscles and your pelvic floor muscles and things like that. So you're not actually, putting anything out or hurting yourself in any way. You're just being really careful. I mean, I'm sure you know all of this. You've lived for quite a long time, but it's good to be reminded that actually you can bring a bit of like dance into it if you want, like actually like that you're flowing with your hands and arms. And just whatever feels good for you. You don't need to copy me at all. And then we'll just come down onto the forearms. Have a go at coming down onto the forearms if you want to. But as I said, you don't have to copy me. And kind of like rocking forward. So it's almost like we're coming forward into a cobra, but we're not at all. So just coming forward like this and rocking back. Back is kind of like puppy pose. If someone's getting referred to as puppy pose. Being careful with your back. Stretching out. I've got my fingers, my thumb is together and my thumbs are together and my four fingers are together. So it's a bit like a mudra at the front of the mat. And then coming up, stretching forward. So your pelvis is kind of, this is actually not traditionally cobra because we've got our arms. And then back. Animal or babies do this kind of thing when they're learning to move and thinking about crawling. So you can imagine just being an animal who's doing this stretching. Dogs love it, don't they? Upward dog, downward dog. We're not actually doing upward dog because our knees are on the mat. But it's a bit like upward dog. Upward dog, downward dog. Deep breaths. And then turning the toes over. Downward dog. So we're coming up into half downward dog. Acute tiptoes and then downward dog and walking out the dog. And this is the point where you keep walking out the dog if you fancy, and then I'll just take off my top. Really enjoy being here and downward dog. See how it feels, and keep coming down if you need to. You don't have to stay up. Coming back onto the knees, bringing yourself down onto your chest. Upward cobra. See how that feels. So remember, you've got bent elbows, and elbows are in at your sides. Exhale down. Breath in. Then back to downward dog on the exhale. Deep breaths and walking the dog. Exhale. Sorry, I've got terrible little thing going. Okay. Inhale up. Upward cat. Exhale child. Then you can have a little play out of your wrists if you found quite strong on your wrists at all. If you want to. And while we're in child, we can walk over to the left. Stretching out your right side of your body. Enjoy the stretch. And then over to the center. Over to the right, stretching out the left side of your body. The main emphasis is on stretching your left arm. And back to center. Inhale up, turning the toes around. Exhale, lifting up a cute dog. Right on your tiptoes. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lifting up your right leg, three-legged dog. Bringing your right leg through, placing your knee down. So your left knee is down. Inhale forward, looking forward. Exhale back. So this is where we're doing the stretch. So this is the hamstring stretch, flexed right foot. Inhale forward, hip stretch. Exhale, flexed foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale forward. And either staying here, or you can lift up into, you can keep your knee down, or you can lift up if you want to. I actually find it easier lifting up because I've got quite strong legs, but my knee doesn't particularly like the weight of being, I mean, I do it, but it prefers to be up. So it just depends on your body, what feels right for you. So looking forward with your hands on your hips into high lunge. And then bring the hands to the heart. Deep breaths. Hopefully this is still relaxing and stress relieving enough. Suddenly we're up and about. And then bringing the hands up above the head. Nice and strong. Prana mudra. There'll be strong breaths. So if you've got your knee down, you might want to you're going to need to come up now because we're going to clip back the heel. So we're coming into warrior one. So you've got heel to heel alignment in warrior one, but your back foot is like 15 degrees in. So if you were down here like this, you would then come up like this and then come into warrior one. So your knee is over your ankle and you can see your big toe open up here. So you've got your back foot clipped down. And then you're looking forward. And then you've got your hands together. Or you can have them apart, actually, with warrior one. Have your hands together and looking forward. So it can be strong for some people because it's twisting the pelvis like this. So it's different from the warrior two where you open. So you're just forward like this, holding in your belly. So keeping yourself nice and strong. Looking forward. See how that feels. So modify. If that doesn't feel good for you, please don't do this one. If you've got a hip that doesn't like to do this. Lovely. Then bringing yourself back down. Perfect. Lower the knee. Have a look forward. And then bring the left foot to meet the right foot. So your feet are hip width apart. Looking at your feet, your outside edges in line with the mat. So your feet may be slightly pigeon-toed as you come, as your big toes are closer together than your heels. And just have a little hang in Uttanasana. So it might be that your arms are not reaching the mat, just depends on your flexibility, or you might have super long legs. So you had to see how it is. And if you can reach the mat, that's great as well. You can slightly bend your knees. Just really enjoy hanging here for a moment. And then bending the knees a little bit and then begin to roll up, lifting from the arches of your feet. So you're really giving yourself lovely, strong legs. Lifting from the arches. Bring yourself up. Hands in namaste. Inhale, reaching up. And maybe let's have a little back bend. That's going to be quite fun. Let's have a little moment of back bending. And bring yourself forward, hands at the heart, down to the feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring yourself forward.
And then we're going to step back into plank. And here you can lower the knees down if you wish to. And then you lower the chest down and the chin down and bring yourself down. Otherwise, come straight down if you want to be a bit more dynamic into chaturanga. Okay, and then bring yourself up into a cobra. So it might be a little baby cobra like this, or before we were doing this higher one, might we, depending on how you're modifying. Keeping your shoulders away from the ears, round them up. So you can lift them up and then round them away from your ears. And bring yourself up. Take a breath in. Come onto the knees and then exhale back, downward dog. Lovely. Lift up the left foot, the left leg. So if you, for some reason, did the opposite one to me, just make sure it's the different leg you're lifting up. Bringing the leg through and then lowering the knee down. And we're coming into our hip stretch and our hamstring stretch. So inhale forward, exhale back, flexing the foot and stretching your hamstring. Inhale forward, exhale back, inhale and exhale. Lovely. And so it's like imagining nose to knee. It doesn't mean you have to do nose to knee, of course. Inhale forward, exhale back. In fact, it's really good not to force yourself. So otherwise you're just forcing your neck to make it, to reach your nose to your knee, which is not really necessary. Inhale. Your hands can either be flat on the mat, or you could be doing that kind of runners thing on the tips of your fingers. Or if you need to, you can be doing fists. Just depends on what your modification needs to be. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, looking forward. And then we're going to bring ourselves up. So you can keep your knee down, remember? So you can be coming up into the lunge like this. Or you can be coming up like this. Oh, it's great having a wall. I can hold myself. So coming up. Remember, if you've got your legs up, knee is over your ankle, and you've got a straight back leg, a really nice and strong back leg, and imagining the kind of the prana, the energy going back to the heel. Bring your hands on your hips at the moment, and then you bring them to the heart, keeping nice straight. I can see the curvature of my back. So you keep your tummy nice and strong, hands at the heart, and then up in Prana Mudra. Nice and strong. High lunge, crescent lunge. Have a deep breath. Remember, you can be in low lunge. You don't have to be up here. Hands into Namaste, to the heart. And then we're going to clip the back foot down. So heel to heel alignment, exactly the same how you were, apart from the back heel is down and your foot is 15 degrees in. So I'm not facing you now. Well, I'm kind of away. You're seeing the other side. If you're able to see me. Your heel is over your knee is over your ankle. I can just see my big toe. So I'm opening up my hips. But then I'm coming forward and bringing my hands above the head. And this is Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Looking straight ahead. So see how this feels. If it's not good for your hip, you can use a modification, or you come into warrior 2 or something like that, something that's more comfortable. But for most people, this should be all right. And then gently bringing yourself down, lowering the knee down, looking forward, and then bringing your feet to, your right foot to meet, or whatever foot to meet the other foot. And then coming forward, and then just hanging here. Having a little hang about. You can even take hold of your elbows. Yeah, if you were in low lunge there, I hope you were able to get yourself up into warrior 1 all right, because I didn't instruct you this time. And let's take hold of the clasp our hands just at the base of our spine, so round about your sacrum, and then allow them to go over. So be super careful with this. If it's not comfortable for your shoulders to do this, just be really careful. You can even keep them, you can even just keep them so that you're not going so far over. Just see how it is for your shoulders. It really suits some people to stretch like this and others not so much. So lift through the arches of your feet. If you notice your feet are kind of collapsing in a bit, make sure you have a look at your feet and lift through the arches. Bring the hands back to the base of your spine. Bring them down your legs, and then we'll wind up gently, slowly. Bring yourself back up into Tadasana. So you'll probably stay where you are on the mat, and I'll just move so I can see you, or you can see me, one or the other. And see if it's right to move this up. Okay, great. So yeah, here we are. Let's have a little, we'll bring our feet out a little bit more. So they're actually more than shoulder width. If you see my shoulders are here, my feet like that, that's more than shoulder width. So you'll just have a little bob around. Just swing from side to side. If it feels nicer to bring them in a bit, that's fine as well. I think I want mine in a tiny bit more. But make sure you loosen the knees. Swinging and twisting, this one gets called. Imagine you've even maybe got some weights on the side of your hands. Oh, I must be tired. I'm yawning. It's nice. Enjoying being awake though. It's good. Okay. Nice. A little pat of your kidneys as you go past. Hello, kidneys. A little wake up your middle area. This really gets your metabolic system pumping. And then slowly reduce the movement. Bringing the hands down near the side. And we're going to come into skier, so bending the knees, tucking in the pelvis. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Lots of lovely deep breaths. So inhale up, exhale down, and then coming into Utkatasana. Bring your arms up, inhale, and then exhale down. Your feet are hip width apart in this one. So looking at your feet, making sure that your skeleton hips, that's not your padded thighs, bottom, it's your skeleton hips. Outside edges of feet in line with the mat. You're in chair pose. Tilt your pelvis in. If you have got a bit of a curvy back, just tilt your pelvis in. Protect your pelvis. Nice deep Ujjayi breath. Lifting up. We're strong on the legs today. Goodness me. Exhale down. Lifting up your pelvic floor. Bring yourself, your hands up, and then bring your hands down to the heart. Fantastic, really good. Nice. Bring the hands down either side. Sorry, really needed a cough sweet this morning. I didn't realise till I started talking. So lifting up onto your tiptoes. And then bring your heels down. Lifting up. I've got my arms open because my hands are open. It's not because I don't normally practice Tadasana with my hands open, but it's with this balance. It feels like it's a lovely way of just being open. So it's like my heart's open, my hands open, I'm receiving, I'm giving and receiving. It's a really open, receptive, and like a loving posture way. Kind of quite vulnerable posture. Ooh. Careful of your, like with me, my ankles keep wobbling, so making sure that your band of muscle around here, your abdominal muscle and your pelvic floor are really engaged, which will help your legs to be nice and strong. Lifting up and then down again. Lovely. Okay, so lifting up, you're planting your left leg and we're lifting up the right leg. So bringing the leg, the knee up like this, holding the knee, keeping your abdominal muscles and pelvic all strong. Opening up the knee, looking straight ahead. Bringing the knee back and then bringing down. And then we'll do the other side. So lifting up your left leg, the knee bent, and your lovely strong right leg. Opening up the left knee, keeping your hips parallel so that you're not twisting over to the side. Keeping your hips parallel, you're opening up. So see how that feels. Lovely deep breaths. Bring the knee back to center and then down. Now, because this is a gentle yoga class, I'm actually not going to do the full expression of this one, but I just want to show you what it is if you ever fancy looking into it. So this is Utthita. So Utthita means upright. Utthita, what is it? Utthita Padangustasana. No, Utthita. Ekapada Padangustasana. So one-legged, I can't even remember what it's called actually. Utthita Padangustasana, let's just say that for now. So you're taking hold. Padangusta is your, Hasta Padangustasana, sorry. Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. So Utthita is upright, Hasta is hand, and parangust is your big toe. So the full expression is here with your hand like this, or on your holding it out and then bringing it out to the side. So really, really nice and strong, really strong on your belly. See, like that. So we're not going to do it this time, but I just wanted to show you what it is. So if you want to look it up, it's also in my Ashtanga. When I do this, I've got an Ashtanga video and it's in that one. It's one of the postures in Ashtanga. So I just want you to show you, but I don't really want to do it without being there to assist because it's quite strong. But if you've really got a strong belly and you feel strong in yourself, please find that one because it's quite an amazing posture. It's an amazing one to do. So, okay. So yeah, look it up. Uttahita Hasta Parangustasana. Uprighted hand to big toe posture. So that's a full expression of that balance. Okay, so we'll bring our feet out and have them wide. Hands on the hips, lifting up through the base. So coming up through your pelvic floor, up through the crown, really feeling a strengthening, strength here, strong here, holding hands on the hips, bending the knees, and then bringing yourself forward. So hands will be on, you can make your feet a bit wider if you need to. Hands will kind of come down onto your thigh for a little bit, and then bringing yourself forward into gentle forward fold. So being super careful. You probably don't need blocks. Hopefully you don't. And if you have got any blocks, you can put them just down here. You can bend your knees if you need to. Books are as good as blocks, by the way. If you need blocks, you can use big fat hardback books. Really just enjoy this forward fold. It might be quite strong on your legs because we're doing some leg work at the moment today, haven't we? Bending your knees, putting your hands on your hips. And then gently bring yourself back up. We're going to do the one with the arms again. So be careful with your arms if it's not right for you. We're taking hold, clasping, doing the clasp behind, opening up your chest, bringing yourself forward, allowing your hands to gently relax over your head, stretching out your shoulders. Deep stretch. Bringing the hands back to the base and bringing yourself back up. Lovely. And then hands on the hips. Heel toe, heel toe. Nice. Let's have a little roll out of the shoulders. And then the other way. Shake out of the arms. And you have a little, let's do the little body shaking actually, that can be quite nice. So you can shake it all out. And still flick out of the legs. Great, okay. And then gently finding yourself down onto the mat. That's good. Nice. Okay. Yeah, there's always so much I'd like to do, so I'm going to have to be discerning. Okay, I think we'll actually, we've done quite some strong standing ones. I think we're going to come down onto the mat. We'll do it this way. We'll come down and have a little bit of time on the mat, lying down in semi-supine. So your knees are facing the ceiling. Your feet are hip width apart. And your hands are just by your side. So we'll start with our pelvic tilts. So that means we're just lifting the coccyx and the sacrum, and then plant the lower back, the arch of your lower back, your lordosis. We're just exhaling your lordosis into the mat. Inhale, the curve back there. The curve is, your lordosis is lifted from the mat, and you inhale, exhale, bringing yourself, your back of your lower back into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, lower back into the mat and lifting up your pelvic floor. So the muscles inside your vagina for a woman. And if there's any men here, then it'll be your perineal area. Inhale, just allowing it to move back to its natural position. Exhale, rocking, tilting, flattening your back into the mat, navel back to spine. So you'll be engaging your real inner abdominal muscles. Inhale, allowing it to go back to how it was, and then exhale in, lifting up pelvic floor, flattening your back, navel back to spine. Inhale. Exhale, one more rock. So your knees are hip width apart. So if you're finding they're kind of splaying out and they're wanting to kind of go out wide, you can pop something in there, blocks, one or two, normally one block is enough, or a little squishy ball as well, or a little cushion, a firm cushion. Then you can, then you'll be squeezing your thighs, which is quite nice. Okay, let's move up a little bit further. So this time we're exhaling and we're tilting the pelvis, and then we're coming up to the bottom of our rib cage. So you're lifting just your lumbar spine off the mat. Breath in, and because we're going up further, we're going to exhale, and we're going to do the movement on the exhale. So breath in to prepare, and then exhale, moving back down. Take a breath in to prepare, and then exhale, lifting up just to the bottom of your rib cage. Breath in, exhale down. So you'll be really engaging those tummy muscles, those important inner tummy muscles, and your pelvic floor. Breath in, exhale on the movement. Breath in, exhale on the movement. And now let's move up to our shoulder blades, so your lumbar and your thoracic spine. Breath in, and then exhale, one vertebra at a time, feeling it peeling off the mat gently, gently. So just really notice the lifting of each vertebrae one at a time. So imagining that happening. Take a breath in. Exhale. So it's really strong. If you make sure that you're engaging your pelvic floor, it will also help you engage your correct abdominal muscles, so that you're not going to hurt your lower back at all. Breath in, and then exhale. Just to the shoulder blades. Breath in. One vertebra at a time, back onto the mat. So placing them down. Oh, it's strong. If you've done, I don't know if it's because I did that Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana one, but my legs are quite shaky. I'd love to hear if yours are as well afterwards. We did do quite a bit of leg work, didn't we? Breath in. And we're coming just up to the shoulder blades again. Breath in. Remembering your pelvic floor, super important, your abdominal muscles. And this time, so we're placing back down. This time, take a breath in. And then we're going right up to the tops of our shoulders, so onto your cervical spine, so your neck basically. Exhale, gently, gently, one vertebra at a time off the mat, coming up into the full bridge, Setu Bandhasana, taking your hands and placing them underneath even. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. And if you've got if you're fancy and you've got like blocks and stuff, you can also use that for restorative bridge where you prop yourself up. But we won't do that just yet. Release your hands, breath in, exhale down. So hopefully that was kind on your lower back. And the main way of making it kind is by really engaging your abdominal muscles. If you've had enough, bring your knees into the chest. Otherwise, we're going to do more. Take a breath in. Exhale. Lifting up. Really strong on your glute muscles. Good for your buns and thighs. This one. And remembering that your knees are hip width apart. So they're not kind of going out to the side. And you can bring your hands underneath again if you wish to. Take a few breaths here in Setu Bandhasana. Then releasing. Gently exhaling back your spine back onto the mat. And then we'll all take our knees into the chest and have a little rock. It's a strong one, that one. Once you get up there, we can do our feet one way. So you're rotating your feet one way and then the feet the other way. And then draw in, if you want to, you can straighten this leg and you can leave it up so it's nice and strong. Draw in the right leg and both feet are flexed. If you need to put your foot down, the modifications, you can just place your foot down with your knee up. So it's not as strong, or bring it down, but that can be strong on your inner thigh, but you can just rest it down. But if you can lift it up, and it's actually quite a good psoas stretch. The psoas muscle is the inner muscle that links your pelvis and then wraps right round your inner thigh and then goes to your lumbar spine. Very important muscle, stabilizing your hips. And then swapping over. So again, you could do the stronger one, which is a bit of a psoas stretch. Flex, both of them flex, or you could just place your foot down, your knee is up, which is a bit kinder on your lower back as well. Or you can just have it stretched out like this. If you're doing the one that's a bit stronger, you keep your heel a few inches above the mat. Really exhaling your knee in towards your chest, towards your armpit. And switch over. Lovely deep breaths. Ujjayi is still great here, but if you want to breathe out through your mouth as well, that's fine. And then switch over. And then placing the knees down on the mat. Have a little moment. That can be quite strong. If you've done the strong version, it can be quite strong in that inner hip. Now, if you have a strap, I should always say it's quite worth having something if you're coming to this Wednesday class quite a lot, because just having, it doesn't have to be a strap. It can be a scarf or a belt or anything like that. But it's worth having something handy in case we do it, because sometimes I run out of time and I don't do something using the strap, but it's quite nice having them. But you don't need it necessarily. Right leg, and we're placing the strap over the foot, but you can just do it with your hands, and that's fine. Like your hand could be up here even. So we'll have, at the moment, yeah, let's do a bent knee, so we don't need to have such a strong stretch on the left knee. So the left one can be bent and the foot can be planted. So your right leg is either with a strap, or you could be up at your calf or your thigh. The calf means you're making your hamstring stretch stronger. And you're flexing your foot. Exhaling your leg in towards you. Exhale. Lots of lovely deep breaths. So this one, especially if we had the long leg, but we're not going to at the moment, this one is the Supta version of that one I showed you, the Hasta Padangusthasana one, standing out one. So this is the reclining. Supta means reclining, lying on your back, basically. You can see how it would be if we had a straight leg. And then let's do the Parshva one where we open it. So it's the same like I showed you the standing up version, where you open your leg. So you can, now it's quite nice to have the straight leg actually. And I can't show you properly because I've got this wall in the way as I keep moving this way. But you're holding your left hand on your left hip. And you're flexing your left foot. And looking over to your left side. So if you haven't got a strap, you can just do this again where you're just holding your leg. But if you can take hold of your big toe, then that's fantastic. But you have to make sure that you're not kind of like, you're still straight, basically. Your body still needs to be straight, because otherwise you're kind of out of integrity of the posture. You need to be like strong and holding the posture with integrity. And then bringing the leg back up. And then you'll still want your straight left leg. And then coming over into Parivrtta. People do this as a standing posture as well. It goes over it's going over the body. And so this time you're really enjoying the twist. It's a real kind of like hip twist, this one. There is a twist in the middle of the body as well, but it's strong, and it's really strong in your glute area. And you're looking over your right hand, which is stretched out. And again, if you can hold your big toe, that's really quite advanced, holding your big toe. So you might actually not be holding anything, and just put your hand on your thigh. Put your left hand on your right thigh. And if this is too much for you, just opt out and just do a little gentle twist. And then gently bringing the foot back up. Having a little stretch in again, so you're stretching your leg in. And then bringing the foot up and switching sides. So to start with, you can have a bent right leg, and so your left leg is up if you're doing the same side as me. And then bringing in again with your hands, wherever your hands are, or with a strap. Exhaling the leg towards you. Inhale when you... On the inhale, you can just allow it to kind of bob away a little bit. You can always give yourself quite nice stroking your leg as you're doing it. It's like going, oh, muscles. Amazing. A little fondle of your leg. And then we're going to go over to the Parshva, where it's opening up the side. So lengthen your right leg down. I'm about to touch my microphone. And then bring the left leg out. So remember, you're holding with the right hand, you're placing the right hand onto your right hip. And you can flex your right foot. And then gently bring it back up. And I'm going to switch over and we're going to go into Prater. So it's revolving. So remember, straight, right, and then left leg over, right into the twist. Remember, if you don't have to have a strap, you can just place your hand to stabilize it. Your right hand on your left hip or thigh or knee to stabilize. Otherwise, you're holding the strap and looking out over your left arm, stretched out. Lovely, strong glute stretch. And if you need, there's quite a few modifications actually. You can do this with a bent left knee. And that's actually, can be in some ways a stronger twist in the middle of your body. So basically modify as much as you need to, whatever you need to do. You might just want to be doing a very gentle twist here. And then gently bring yourself back to center and having a little bit more of a hamstring stretch. You could bring your knee up if you want to, your left knee, right knee, sorry. And then releasing down. Lovely, good. So your legs will probably be feeling really long right now. You can just come down in Shavasana for a moment just to feel the length of our legs. We can bring the hands above the head and stretch out one right from the tips of your fingers right down to your toes. Have a little circle around of your feet, stretching out of your toes. And then let's take hold of your, how do I do this? Take hold of your left wrist in your right wrist with your left hand. So you're coming over to the side and then you're placing your right foot down and your left foot over the top. And so this gets called banana pose because you're basically stretching out the right of your body. You're gently encouraging your right arm over. So your left hand is holding your right wrist and it's encouraging your right side of your body over, and your left leg is on top of your right ankle and is encouraging you over slightly. So it's a bit of a stretch, right side stretch. Bring yourself back to center and then going the other way. So your left ankle is over the right ankle or whatever, something like that. I can't remember what's happening. Something's happening. But your right hand is holding the left wrist, encouraging yourself over into a left side stretch. And your right foot is over your left ankle. encouraging yourself over. Enjoy the stretch of your body. And then bringing your body back to center. Bring your knees into the chest. Have a little rock around. And then making our way down to Shavasana. So you can either have something to support under your knees. It's lovely to have a bolster or cushions or something under your knees if you need to. Otherwise, you can come down to the full expression of Shavasana. It's quite chilly actually where I am because we're in September now. So it's feeling a little bit more nippy than it did. And so I'm going to wear this blanket, nice. And so make yourself really comfortable. So you might want socks on, jumper on, blanket, eye mask, hot water bottle, whatever you want. Just come down into a nice, comfy Shavasana, corpse pose. Pillow under the head is a good one as well. You might need to have your knees facing the ceiling if you've got trouble with your lower back. That's totally fine as well. But if you can be in the full Shavasana, that's great because you're completely relaxing your body, you see. It's like you're really heavy, you're a proper heavy weight. So when you're ready, start to really notice how you're feeling. So recognize any emotions that come up and allow them to, just come and go. They're totally welcome. Any sensations in the body that may or may not be linked to emotions. They're totally welcome here. And any thoughts, ideas, anything that comes up, just allow it to be. They'll come and go. Feelings, sensations, emotions, thoughts. It'll all just come and go like clouds in the sky. It is part of our wonderful experience of being human. Allow yourself to feel really fully held. So with whatever's there for you at the moment, just know you're completely held and you're safe. Your body can be as heavy as it needs to be because it'll be held by the mat and by the floor and foundations, the building, be held by the earth below, by the planet that we're living on. Fully held by
by yourself. Completely looked after and able to rest. Feeling the deep relaxation just wash all over you. Right from your head. Deep relaxation down your face and chest and arms and belly, your back, all around your hips, down your legs, your knees, shins and calves, down to your feet. Feeling that sense of relaxation in your heart area, your solar plexus, right down your sacrum, your pelvis. Holding that relaxation in your crown of your head, your third eye, brow. Relaxing your throat. And again to the heart. Holding relaxation in the palms of your hands. The soles of your feet. And relaxation in your heart, the heart center. Feeling that loving kindness from the relax. And you can start to deepen your breath. Maybe begin to bring some movement into your body, fingers and toes. You could rock your head from side to side, one way, the other way. Just a few times to release your neck. You can bring your knees into the chest. Then find your way onto your side. Bring yourself up to seated. Into a comfortable seated position. With your hands at the heart. Let's open the hands into Padman Mudra. So that's the lotus mudra. Opening up. You have your little fingers and your thumbs together. Your rest of your fingers are open, so it's like a flower at your heart. You can close practice together by chanting the Om mantra 3 times, breathing in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring the arms up into Prana Mudra above the head. Taking 3 deep breaths. Then the hands above the head, down through the centers, Sahasrara, the crown, Ajna, the third eye, Shuddhi at the throat, and Anahata at the heart center. Namaste. And thank you for sharing this practice. It's really lovely to have you. That it was gentle enough because we got quite strong there. Thank you, Eve and Fiona. Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to ask for feedback on. There was one of them. That doesn't matter. You can always tell me in a message or something if something worked for you or didn't work for you. But yeah, have a lovely day. If you want to type anything in about the session, then I'll just be here for a minute. But it's also, you might want to get on with your day. Yeah, I can't remember what we did now, but thank you, Ruth. So excited about I'm opening the Angel Hall next week, and I'm starting my gentle yoga classes. So I'm starting Monday mornings and Wednesday evenings just for face-to-face yoga classes, and also mother and baby and pregnancy yoga. So that's nice. And but I'll keep this one going as well. So I have 5 classes a week. And yeah, starting yoga therapy. I hope it goes ahead. It better go ahead. I'm in October, so yeah, that's really good. So I might be asking for bodies. I'm like, great session. Legs have worked. That's what I was going to ask you. Did you find that you had really sort of like shaky legs? That's right. It was a really strong leg one, wasn't it? Great. Okay. Well, love you all, ladies. I don't actually know who's here, but we know that Ruth, Eve, Fiona, and Kiara was here probably for a bit. So yeah, we know you guys are here. We don't know who else. But anyway, loads of love, and see you next week if you want to come. Eve, I've still got that bruise. Just noticed it. Eve gave me some acupuncture and she did it here and I got a bit of a bruise from it. Okay, he's really good at acupuncture, by the way. Okay, lots of love and see you guys soon.